Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a secret lock gatefold card. If you've never tried this card style before, I really hope you'll feel inspired and craft along with me. There is plenty of space to write your message inside, and there is also a shaker element to decorate your card. As you can see, I'm going to use Simply Cards and Papercraft issue 245. As you can see, it is sea themed. In the magazine, you can find information about the new card makers of the year 2023, and they are absolutely stunning projects. In the magazine, you can also find my project, which is GATEFOLD card. If you'd like to know how to create it, I left the link at the top right corner. So, let's use the free gift, which is embossing folder called Seashells by the Seashore. As you can see, it also has that cut element where we're going to use it to create that shaker element. The magazine also has a stamp and a cutting die. Super cool. But when you go to CraftWorld website, you also get digital beautiful papers. So here they are. I printed them and I'm going to use them today to decorate my card. And if you want to get those papers, I left the link in the description down below. Also, I left the link to the magazine and any other products I'm going to use to create my project. As you can see, the colors are really nice. I really like all those elements, so I thought I need to use them. There are also some sentiments and elements to fussy cut to embellish your card. So let's create a card base. So I've got 6 by 12 inches blue card. And now let's create a gatefold card. So I'm going to score it at 3 inches, turn it 180 degrees and score it 3 inches again. The quickest way to create your gatefold card. So this card in the end is going to measure 6 by 6 inches. It is time to fold and burnish those core lines. But there is a trick with this card. I'm going to tell you how to make sure your cut is going to work. So all we have to do now is to cut the ends off slightly. And to do it, as you can see, we need a bigger gap because we want that element to be actually locked. So use your trimmer and cut literally a tiny piece off. And let's create some mats and layers to decorate the front of a card. So I'm going to use those beautiful seashell pattern, and I also have white card. So these elements measure 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and the design paper is 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches. To add a little bit more color and interest to my panels, I'm going to use Distress Oxide ink in broken china. If you know me, you know how much I love this Distress Oxide ink, and I thought it would be perfect for this seaside theme card. If you agree with me, please let me know in the comments down below. And I also wanted to encourage you, don't always use the white card to create your card base. You can also use other colors, like in this case, I'm going to use blue. And trust me, it is worth the effort because it will make your card even more special. Now it is time to assemble the elements together. And I'm going to use my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because you do have time to maneuver the elements if you make a mistake. So it will be time to put those elements on the front of a card. And don't forget to create that gap, but don't make it too wide. It's literally 1/2 millimeter. So it is super tiny, but trust me, it is worth it because then you can actually slide that element. I'm going to show you how to create with that cut and emboss folder. So when these elements are ready, I really like the color palette and I thought I really like it. And this one, let's create the element, the shaker element. So I've got 4 by 5 inches blue card, which is exactly the same I use for the card base. Now using that embossing folder, I'm going to put my card inside, but as you can see, it is slightly smaller. And to be honest, that's exactly what I wanted, because my card in the end is going to be 6 by 6 inches. So here it is. I think it is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So if you do have that magazine, I really hope you'll use that cut and emboss folder. Now it is time to add a little bit more color variation, right? So I've got 2 Distress Oxide inks and I've got Broken China and Prize Ribbon. As you can see with that Broken China, it is very hard to see that color. But with that prize ribbon, it is stunning. It really gives that dimension and I really like the effect here. So if you do have darker color, I do encourage you to use your ink blending tool literally all the way around on all the edges. So what do you think about this now? It looks better, right? Now it will be time to create that shaker element. So again, I've got that 5 by 4 inches blue card. So let's see the difference when you just use Distress Oxide inks and when you use the plain color. I also cut a element here using that design paper, and that will be the background for the shaker element. And when I saw that sandpaper, I thought that is so cool, especially for a card with the sea theme. When this is ready, it will be time to add a little bit of acetate on our shaker element. So to do it, I'm going to use my red liner tape. If you have a better trick how to add an acetate for shaker elements, please let me know in the comments down below. I also wonder, have you ever created a sea theme card? If you have, how did you do it? Or what shape did you use? I'm really curious because I really like that theme. And to be honest, in the past I created quite a lot of projects. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some of them so you can watch them later. So here, as you can see, I'm using my red liner tape. I put few drops of liquid glue first and then red liner tape, and it will be time to peel it off. But I always use my pokey tool to burnish that tape first. And trust me, it is worth the time because it really makes a difference, especially with shaker elements. And when the burnishing is finished, it is time to peel off the backing. Super quick and simple if you use your pokey tool. And then we just have to add the acetate. I wonder, do you have your favorite? For this one, I'm going to use that heavyweight acetate, which is 250 GSM. But you can use even a piece of packaging and that will be perfectly fine. If you struggle with the backing of your red liner tape, I do encourage you to burnish it one more time and it will be so much easier to peel it off. So it is time to add that acetate. It's always very tricky to see it on the video, but I hope you can see it. So I'm putting the acetate now and burnishing it again with my pokey tool. And when this is ready, now you have to decide what shaker elements do you want to put on your element. So from my stash, I'm going to use some, let's say, blue and white sequins. I really like them and I thought they would be a good match with that blue color for the card. And all those seashells you can see at the front. So what do you think about this color palette? Do you like it? I really hope you do. Blue is a very nice color, not only for birthday, but any occasion, actually. So when all these elements are ready, as you can see, I decided to add a few more. It will be time to add double-sided foam adhesive. And whenever I do it, I always put a few drops of liquid glue and then using my Crafter's Companion scissors, I'm going to cut the tape. And it's always a good idea to use very good quality scissors to do it. Because sometimes, let's say, cheaper tape really leaves that glue on your scissors and it's very tricky to get rid of it. So, as you can see, my Crafter's Companion scissors are really good for this job. And when these are ready, I'm going to peel off the backing with my pokey tool and then add a few drops of liquid glue as well. Do you have your favorite scissors for card making? If you do, please let me know in the comments down below. Also, I left the links to all the products I used in today's video so you can check them out if you're interested. I also left the link to that magazine you can find on CraftStash. And if you do have that magazine, Simply Cards and Papercraft, 245. Please let me know in the comments what kind of project you're going to create. I was looking for some fancy fold inspiration on YouTube, and I came across a video from Gerry's craft room, and I'm going to link the video in the description. And she created a secret lock, slimline or DL size card, and I thought that would be perfect to create for this card. But this is my take on it, so I created a shaker element for this secret lock. So if you want to check that video as well, check the link in the description down below. So our shaker element is ready, but we have to create that lock element. And to do it, we need a few more layers. So I've got my scoring board again, and the same 4 by 5 inches blue card, and we're going to score it exactly in half, which is 2.5 inches. And we need 2 elements exactly the same size. So 4 by 5 inches, and I'm going to score it at 2.5. Now it will be time to fold and burnish them, and when these are ready, we need one more panel measuring 4 by 5 inches, and then we're going to hide that element so no one will actually see it. As you can see, we need that fold literally in the middle. So it is time to create our back piece. So it is 4 by 5 inches, and I created a white panel measuring 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and using that design paper I'm going to create one more layer, which is 3.5 by 4.5 inches. It is time to put them together using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, and when these elements are ready, we're going to assemble them. And trust me, it is super easy to do. So if you've never ever created that secret lock fancy fold card, I do encourage you that you give it a go. So as you can see, we need those 2 folds in the middle of the card. So here I'm going to trim slightly the edges, literally not even half of 1 millimeter. Literally tiny bit. I just wanted to make sure they will be totally hidden when we assemble the elements together. So it is time for some liquid glue. Here you can also use some tape as well. The choice is absolutely yours. All you have to do is to make sure that you've got those 2 fold lines in the middle, and we can open those elements on the edges. Super quick and simple to create. And as I told you, from the inspiration, I watched the video from Gerry's craft room. She created a DL size card, so you can change the measurements and you can create gatefold card with anything you want. So I do encourage you to give it a go. So now it is time to put that shaker element here. And that secret lock element is complete. Super cool, right? And now it will be time to embellish your front panel a little bit more. So as you can see, you just literally, we can see the flaps here, and we are going to slide them in. So where we had the fold, it goes between the flaps at the front, and it is super cool, because when you look at it, it is so tricky to open the card. So all you have to do is to slide that element. Now let's decorate the card even more. So using the cutting die from that set, I'm going to use the leftover blue card I use for that cut and emboss folder. So don't use any of the new card. You can always use the scraps you already have. So my shaker element is ready. Now I'm going to attach that birthday wishes element. Super quick and simple. And I'm going to use my liquid glue. Again, I know it's acetate, but when that glue is set, it will be set forever. So here it is. So we've got birthday wishes. And at this point, I thought it is so beautiful. But it is lacking some, let's say, highlights. So to do it, I'm going to use white gel pen. But here, I'm also going to cut some elements. And I really like those seashells. And I think they will stand out so well on that blue background. Do you like collecting seashells? I absolutely do. And whenever I go to the seaside, I always bring some seashells with me. I love them and I think they're just so cool. Please let me know you also collect some seashells when you go to the seaside. So, as you can see, I'm just using my scissors. You don't really need any dies to cut them out because the shapes are pretty easy to follow. Now it will be time to assemble the elements together, and I couldn't decide where to put all those three, on which corner. So I put two in the bottom left and one at the top right corner. I thought that would be the best way. So in the end I do have three of them. Now I'm going to use white gel pen to add some elements, especially with the air bubbles and some highlights on some elements, because I thought now they will stand out even more. So if you do have that Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine 245, I really wonder what project you're going to use with your free gift. And whenever you use any gel pen, have a scrap piece of card on the side so you can always use it to clean it, and then it will work amazingly again. And at this point I thought I really like all those elements here, but is there a time to add my totally favorite thing? So if you know me, I just couldn't resist and I had to add some blue gems. And the card will be complete. So as you can see, I put them in the corners. The shaker element is absolutely cool and it is amazing because all you have to do is to slide through the card. Super simple, and I really like it. Inside there is plenty of space to write your message, and if you want you can also add white panel as well to write your message. So the cut is complete. Please let me know, what do you think about this? Would you like to give it a go? I really hope you will, and you can always adjust the measurements to fit your card style. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And here you can see my other sea themed videos. Have a wonderful day, happy crafting, and see you in my next video. Bye!